Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a vowel-heavy rack, so I don't think I have a bingo here. I have aero as a prefix, but I'm not seeing an 8. So, how to sort the rack out? Well, Romeo would leave a rack leave of A, E, which, although vowel-heavy, they are bingo-y vowels. Now, what else? Well, moorage through the G. Just checking the consonants in case I have a bingo, but I don't think I do. Wow, so do I play Romeo here, keeping 2 vowels for 21, or moorage for 18, keeping just an E? I think I will go with Romeo because it provides fewer scoring spots for opponent. So Romeo for 21, and I draw the Q, but I have a cat on my rack. Does that play? Not sure it does at the moment. Through an N, I would have trank, and various options through a U. Romeo takes nothing in front and just an S afterwards, so quite a tight board. What if opponent changes? Well, I guess I would change as well. If I kept A-E-R-T, that would be quite a strong rack leave. Are there any other U-less Q words available? I don't think so. Yeah, I think changing certainly best if opponent changes, or indeed if there's no opportunity of playing the Q. But any play of the Q is going to be a better move than changing if it's available. So my very last game before I head off to Chicago for a big face-to-face Scrabble tournament, 31 rounds, very high standard of opposition, so it should be a fantastic tournament. And I've recorded enough videos to stick to my regular release schedule, even though I'm out there for a whole week. And this is the last such video, so I will be getting into an aeroplane first thing tomorrow morning. Now, opponent has played, and there's a spot for just chi, but there's also a spot for trank, scoring less. How much do I like Terra? So trank, only 14 points. I think I will go with chi. Will I? Trank would leave, well, double ER, which isn't great, so yes, I am going with chi. And I have retreat, and treater. Do any of those play? And what about the floaters? Well, the floaters, I think, is just the T. And I'm not seeing anything through that. So it will be annoying if I don't bingo. Now, 26 for opponent. Chem, that doesn't look promising. Ego does take an R in front, but Mem takes nothing. I've got no N for chin, so column 11 isn't a lane. Nothing I've got goes in front of iron. Wow, what a shame. So is there really nothing through the T? Noint only takes an S. And there's also the C. Etc. is good, but that's only one R. And retraked, but that takes an I. So this rack plus a C. No, not seeing anything. This rack plus a T. So that would be something like Tatterer. Well, I don't think that's good. So what am I going to do here? I could play for 12, keeping a decent rack lead, but I'm keeping duplicate T, and the only floater is a T. And the score's dismal. Do I have a double-double through Mem? No, I don't. Well, what about just doing a double-double here? 28 points. I don't think I'm going to do any better than that. Yes, retrait for 28. Wow, I draw the blank. I have bedpost with the blank as an E. Does that play? Well, it does because of retraits. Does it play anywhere else? Not at the moment. Not good. What about if the blank were a different vowel? I think I'm only going to bingo. Look at this. Bedpost remains available. And in fact, I have a second spot for it. Should I take that spot? Really tempting with the points in Jedi, and I'm opening 2 scoring spots. Row O for plays beginning with a vowel, and column 1 and row O in and around the bottom left side. So, 91 points. Fantastic. I think I am going with this. Well, not a bingo-y rack, but not terrible either. But I don't think it really suits the opportunities, except it does. I have Eggy under the T, and I have, well, I had Jibe where opponent has played. Nice score, 39 points. And Eggy, although it retains the V goes quite well with I and L. Is Eggily good? I don't think so. So I'm not seeing anything else in this spot. F and V, a bad combination, but the rest of the rack pretty good. So I could play Vitals or Vistal and Retraits if I wanted to tighten the board. Wow, opponent, well, plays an S but gets 48 points, so that's pretty good. Only trails now by 20. Row E still available as a double-double lane. And that could be a word which ends ME, followed by a word which begins with M. Not seeing anything. D is available as a floater, but I think this is a pretty hopeless rack in terms of bingos. What to do? 3 successive consonants makes it hard to score well, parallel, because it would require 3 vowels. Is there a way of playing off V and F? Well, there is. I have Vifta, which not only gets rid of V and F, both of which are non-bingo-y, but it takes out a bingo lane and makes it very hard to develop the left-hand side of the board. I'm not a huge fan of this because I don't have a massive lead, so opponent could bingo in column 12 or column 14, and then I could be chasing the game. But this will give me a 50-point lead, and I have a decent rack lead. I'm going with this. Pretty good. I do draw some vowels, and this looks like there's a 7 here, but what is it? And am I mistaken? I would have run flats. Wow. This is the nightmare scenario. Opponent bingos, takes the lead, and the board is suddenly tight. So what am I going to do here? Opponent's taken out the retraits hook. There are still 7-letter lanes. I would have neutrals through an E. Do I have anything through Mem? And I'm looking for a double-double rather than a bingo. No. And no scoring tile to play in row H. So this has taken a turn for the worse. Do I have anything through the C? I don't think so. And why did I think this looked so bingo-y? Just not seeing anything. Now, I'm a bit shaky on my 9s. Well, I don't like this rack leave. It's too consonant heavy. Shaky on my 3s, I was saying, meant to say. Now, there's still a nice lane in column 11 with irons. So, do I have a bingo here, ending in S? Maybe I was thinking of truants. I'm just briefly considering naturals through an A. And it could be some of the 8s which are making me think there's a 7. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything in column 11. How to open the board up without wrecking the rack. Lion is good. So, well, let me just put in the Asian ending. No, not seeing anything. 12 minutes on my clock. I'm coming back to Lun, which I have a doubt about. It's good, and I didn't like it. It didn't score very much, and it didn't totally sort the rack out. However, it created a new lane and left column 11 alone. Oh, wow, fantastic bingo by opponent. I'm really on the ropes now. Absolutely superb spot. Gosh, how this game has turned for the worse. Now, I still need to do the best I can. I trailed by 100. Do I have a bingo through the N or the U? No, I don't think I do. No blanks left, and 1S to come. I was thinking about playing Just Walk, but I think that's not going to be fantastic, although the rack leave's good. It would force opponent to play down from the K or parallel. I still don't like it. What about a play ending CK, 11 minutes on my clock? Not seeing anything. Cam has really hampered development of the board. Asians remains available. The trouble with playing Walk, apart from its dismal score and ease of blocking, is that I'm not going to score fantastically in column 15. Do I have a play through the E, which begins with K? No, not that I can see. What about a play ending in H? Probably. Well, I'm not seeing it. 10 minutes on my clock. What about playing in column 12? I've got the A for going after the Z. So I could play AL for 19, but I feel I have to get rid of the K. I need to bingo to come back into this game. Just 18 tiles left. So, what about this? Lack takes an A. 2 O's to come. Yeah, I think I do need to open the top left of the board and hope to luck to some extent, but arts is a very good 4-letter set. I am going with this. Well, is there a 7 here? Not sure there is. What about a bingo through the N? Again, I don't think there is. What about the L? No. But I have a non-bingo through the W. I have weary. That's been blocked. Nice play by opponent, 32 points. And no new floaters. Asians still available, but the Y is really non-bingo-y. However, I can play Yar. 20 points. Pretty hopeless in the sense that I'm still going to trail by 100. But this rack leave is fantastic. I'm definitely going to bingo next turn. Now, pretty non-bingo-y with the X. So, is there somewhere for me to score? I have racks and Tsar and Axe. That's a big score. Anywhere else for the X? Great, just 3 points for opponent. And that's a new lane. There is some hope. 49 points for racks. Let me check the remaining vowels. 9 out of 14, which is good. I just need one vowel to have a fantastic 5-letter set. This new lane in column 4 is pretty non-existent. Only an N can go there. But racks, 49 points, surely is the play. Do I have anything ending XU? Or XU something? Let me just put this back. Or a play coming down XA. I don't have an N. And do I definitely not have a bingo here through the N or the U? I do not. I am playing racks for 49. And I have Nestler. Wow. I draw an N and I have a bingo beginning with N. Fantastic. Relents is its anagram. That doesn't play. But will opponent leave that alone? Yes, he does. Fantastic. No A. Lack takes an S as well. Slenter, relents, and Nestler. Yeah, only Nestler plays. This is going to empty the bag, so is unlikely to be enough. 68, 372. I'm going to trail by 24. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to win. Is this the right play? Yeah, I think it is. Because I think all plays are losing at this point. So I have uni. Can I go out with that? Surely I can. Well, uni's in row O. Is there a second spot? There may not be. But opponent may not choose to block that. Chin is good. Gosh, nowhere for the 3-letter play uni. Well, not that I've seen so far. So opponent's got the H for score. I'm just not going to score enough off unis or with this rack to catch opponent. 14 minutes on opponent's clock. I'm looking around for alternative outs. In vain. Yeah, I'm just not seeing anything other than unis. Well, unit, okay, but it's possible to block both of those. What about somewhere else on the board? No, I don't think so. So will opponent block my outs? And I don't think there are any great plays for me other than an out if one is available. So opponent's got 12 minutes to find their best play. Nice, 31 points. So my uni spot remains available and unit scores more. Has opponent provided anything? No, I don't think so. So unit for 6. And the final score, 382 for me, 427 for my opponent, a winning margin of 45 points, so well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. I felt it got off to a great start and suddenly back-to-back bingos for opponent, a tight board, and I trailed. Opponent to go first played Geoid. And now I thought about Moorage, which would definitely have led to a more open game, but I preferred Romeo. I preferred the score and keeping the board tight. Opponent gets just 10 points for Noint, which illustrates the defensive nature of Romeo. I'm able to play Chi for 21. Now opponent plays Chem for 26, and I have a bingo. I couldn't see anywhere to play it. And there is somewhere, H1. Oh my word, onto the D. Onto the D. I simply did not consider that lane, but retraded was there. Wow, what a miss. Okay, well done if you spotted that. Instead, I played retrait elsewhere for 28, which is the second move down here. Gosh, okay. So opponent plays Jedi. I now have bedpost for 91. And I'm in the lead by 80 points. And look at that, there is a double-double, 64 points for co-member. Opponent plays Cobb. J3 jived onto the D for 26 points. Instead, I play Eggy for 3 more, keeping the V. Not much between those plays. Opponent plays Feltz, so let's have a look. Played Feltz, yeah, just because the rack was consonant heavy and the score was so good. And now I still lead. And I thought playing Vifta was the right thing to do, tightening the board. But look at this, a fantastic bingo by opponent. And suddenly the tables are turned. There was no bingo here. And I play Lun for 9, keeping Slot. And you can see how all of these rack leaves are pretty rubbish. But whether the score sacrifice was enough or was too much, I don't know. Lun had the advantage of creating a new lane. But look at this for opponent, absolutely superb bingo spot of Wezans. And now I'm in trouble. I trail by 100. And look at that D still available. I think I overlooked it the whole game. Zakat, C11. That's nice, 36 points. What do? I play Lack for 12, creating a new lane. And maybe I wouldn't have needed to if I'd seen this D. I need to work on board vision. And I had an interesting conversation with a Scrabble grandmaster I went to dinner with in London recently, and I mentioned this issue of whether Scrabble is a word game or a numbers game, and he thought it was neither. He thought there were 3 elements to the game. One is memory, which is learning the words and recalling them, and the second element is board vision, spotting the places on the board where moves can go and properly assessing their utility. And the third element is choosing between words, which is where score and rack leave comes in. And he said of those 3 elements that that numbers or maths played a part in the third one, but neither words nor numbers played a part in the first two, and I thought that was an interesting perspective on the game. Now, my rack, or opponent's rack, they play Pervo, and here we go. Well, no bingo here. B12, rare. That's nice. What do? I play Yar for 20 to keep a good rack leave, but probably rare would have been a better play. Now, horrible rack for opponent. Plays Ulu. And I have racks for 49, which gave me a sliver of hope. I'm only a bingo behind. But the tiles are running out. Opponent plays Ow. And now I have a bingo, Nestler. But it's not enough. Opponent plays Sharia, and there are the two outs I saw, plus Uni J15. Through the I which opponent has just provided, so unit scored the most. And that was the end of the game, so absolutely cracking fun, and what a game. Really significant missed bingo in Retraded through a bingo lane I didn't notice, and then two back-to-back bingos by opponent, which sent them from trailing me by 80 to leading by 100. And I was then playing catch-up and only got my bingo down towards the end of the game, and it wasn't enough to catch my opponent. So many congratulations to my opponent once again on their victory. I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time when I am back from Chicago.